Hey guys, this is Simon with toughtrader.com doing a trade review and hopefully my first YouTube broadcast this is going to go probably a little bit bumpy. The idea would be here is that I could share on my YouTube channel the charts, the support resistance, and how I attack the Russell on a daily basis. And basically what I'm just going to go through and see is A, how the sound quality is, B, what other people are able to see. I'm getting a little bit of feedback here, so I'm going to kill this. And so let's just jump in. So let's start where it's the easiest place to start, and we'll just work our way from Friday back. Now, what I want to achieve, first of all, before I get started here, past performance, let me flash this up. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This is for educational purposes only. You can lose a lot of money trading futures. Make sure you have a trade plan that you are comfortable executing on a regular basis. Okay? Make sure if you're losing money that you stop, find what the problem is in your trade plan, consult a trading coach, a friend, another trader, have him look and go, him or her look and go, hey, where's the problem? Where's the problem with my trading? And don't continue to burn yourself down. There's a falsehood that great traders do blow up on a regular basis. That's incorrect. Most of those who have blown up, including myself, really regretted ever blowing up. And you don't have to blow up in order to succeed. So let's go ahead and kind of jump in from here. So the Russell, let's look at Friday, right? So for those who aren't familiar with the way that I trade, and I believe actually, let's get this out of the way here. Here we go. So this was Friday. I want to make sure that I have 1110. There we go. That's why the zone's a little bit funny. And here's the Russell 2000. So number one thing, first of all, the white zones, those are the areas I am targeting to pull a trade off of, right? I post them, like, for example, Monday's charts are already posted. You can see over here on the 13th. You can see I already have my zones, support resistance zones, ready to go on both the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Russell, right? So I'm combining what I see overnight. I've already made the charts. And then I go look at how the market is setting up overnight coming into the U.S. session. And I sometimes make small adjustments to the charts. But my plan is straightforward, and this is really important. This is the what. The what is, how do I plan to make money? The how am I going to do it is I execute at the white zones, and I manage my risk around those white zones, right? And I try not to execute anywhere else. If I could not find the support resistance prior to the market getting there, I'm really trying to get away from trading price action, and really I'm wanting to trade structure, right? And that's how I can post these zones, right? And by the way, on this zone, you would not have gotten, if you look really closely here, you'll see that we missed by about 3 ticks in this area the first time in, but we did roll all the way back in, and you'll see this is a rotation from about 1480 all the way down to 1472, an 8-point rotation in excess of the average 5-point Russell rotation that you normally get, right into the top of the white zone. And then if you look at your potential P&L from here, 1472 all the way back to 1479. Give me just a second, guys. All the way back to 1479, and then we. So if you look at what that is on a per contract potential basis, right? If you entered at 1472, let's just call it 1473 for easy math, and we rolled up to 1478 for easy math, right? That's 5 points, $50 a point. That's $250 a contract. So if we do a little math, you got between $250 and $300 of potential reward coming out of the white zone. And again, the trade was pre-planned. Let's go look at, let's see, that was the 10th. Let's go do the 9th, and then we'll go through the 8th as well. So here's the Russell 2000 on the 9th. And again, so this was a little bit interesting, right? Because it brings up a conflict, and I want to discuss it for just a second. If you look at the first touch of the white zone, so I try to draw these white zones in a very specific manner. If you'll look, we initially tested the white zone, but we missed it by about 3 ticks here, right? And if you look, it even came up and tried to test the second time, and it missed by 3 ticks. and then it finally pushed back in. So this is a little bit in contrast, right? Because it would be very convenient for me to now say, well, it almost tested once and twice, so the zone's no longer valid. But that would get me in trouble on Friday, right? Where we missed by just a drop, and then we tested the second time, and it gave a beautiful rotation. So a lot of times my coaching clients will ask, how do I resolve that issue? So I'll tell you how I resolve that issue. My rule of thumb is this. If it tests one time and missed by a couple of ticks, and I'm erring on the side of being conservative, which I normally am, I'm going to consider this location tested, right? And then I'm going to look for the next location to trade at, right? So that would have hurt me on Friday, which, by the way, I did not get the trade on Friday because it almost got tested and I left. I didn't bother to wait to see if it would get tested or not. My assumption is because I use a very conservative approach for aggressive trading, right? So I'm aggressive because I'm trading futures with leverage, but I only want my highest quality entries, right? So in this case where it almost tagged 2 times and missed, I would not have taken the third time into the zone, right? And I would have instead gone back to look for where my next location was. And if you look, we tagged right into the 1478. We rolled from 1478.80, let's just call it 1479 for sake of conversation, back to 1476. That's 3 points. It's $150 a contract. And that explains exactly why if I don't get it to set up perfectly, I'm not looking to trade it a second time. Now, if you'll look through the course of the day, right, because I have clients who tell me this, they'll be like, but Simon, if you just traded it each time it hit, you'd do fine. And that may be true, but I'm only interested in the highest odds. If you look through the course of the day on the 9th, we hit it once. I'll consider this a stop, right? We hit it a second time. This trade worked quite clearly. Had I continued to trade this location, right, see how I would have gotten a stop from both sides on this white zone? And it would have required a third time in order for me to garner any profit from this location. So this goes back to why I really only want the first touch of the zone, and I'm willing to leave everything else alone. Right. So let's go look at let's see, that's the 10th, the 9th. Let's open this up at the 8th. Again, I hope this recording is going well. 8. And you'll see here that we have the Russell 2000 for the 8th. We'll drag that over. And again, if you look, we opened up. Here's the first half hour. We roll right into the white zone, right? We rotate back up out of the white zone. Trade's done. I'm trailing profits up. I'm not interested in trading it the second time in, right? And then you'll notice I just barely missed my white zone right here. And the answer to that is, yeah, that sucks when that happens. But as you'll see, we were able to collect it on the 9th, even though we missed it on the 8th. That would have been a really nice long side trade. And then you'll also see the first time into the white zone, again, about 11 a.m. New York lunch, 11 a.m. Central Time. We get rejection out of the white zone. And again, that's a rejection. Both times, if you look at the first touch of the white zone, this is a rejection out of 1471.50 all the way back to 1476. It's averaging about 4 or 5 points per trade, right? That's $150 to $200 a contract. If you look again, first touch in the white zone, trades all the way through but rejects. We reject from, let's call it 1479 all the way back to 1476. Really very, very impressive when you look at the in and out. Again, that's 79 to 76, $150 a contract there, and I move along with my day. I understand that there was larger rotations. I would have had to get entry from this white zone to have any shot to this upside move. I try not to get upset. I try to manage it just as mechanically as I possibly can. So that's the 8th. Let's go through and look at the 7th. Let's pull that up. There we go. And on the 7th, drag this over, you can see again, so this yellow zone, so this is a special situation on, I believe this was Tuesday. Let me go look here real quick. Yes, this was Tuesday the 7th, right? And I was very suspicious of the zone. As a matter of fact, the night before I wrote, and I said I'd wait for a reversal bar here as a potential break from balance, which was referenced to the prior day's area. I was very concerned about this. Again, the focus is primarily on the white zone. So you can see first touch into the white zone, right? 1474 and 3/4. Excuse me, I apologize. 1474 all the way up to about 1483. Let's just call it 75 to 83. 8 points, 8 times 5 is $400 a contract in this rotation up. Again, my focus on these zones, I do a pretty good job of locating those. I'm planning to trade them ahead of time. The 1474 and 3/4 was my target, and I was able to grab those and run away with it for a pretty nice profit out of that zone. And then finally, let's go to 11.6. And on 11.6, you will see here's Russell 2000. Let's go back to the 6th. Let's see if we had a perfect week last week. Not sure that we did. Let's pull this in a little bit. There's our 6th. And you will see there was one trade on the 6th. And you can see, again, we rejected out of this yellow zone, but really my target was the white zone. And you can see we missed by just a hair. And then we pushed all the way to the back of this white zone and then had a huge rejection out of there. So what I suggest, and this goes out mainly to the members in the room, right, guys, is just determine, does the second touch pay you often enough to justify the stops that come along with taking the second touch? For me, I'm pretty relaxed. If I can't get it the first time in, right, the way I usually handle it, if I'm going to take the second time, is I either decide to cut trade size pretty substantially by at least half, or I just wait till I can get a virgin touch of the zone. You'll notice through the course of the week, we got plenty of first touches of the white zone. There's plenty of money to be made. The only time the zones have significant problems is when we are on a serious long liquidation market. It's the only time we have significant issues, and I really don't anticipate that. That will continue. So at any rate, my name is Simon. I'm with Trade and Perform and ToughTrader.com. I do both one-on-one coaching, and I run the mentor room during the day. And the goal of broadcasting on YouTube will be to share 2 or 3 times a week with members of the public the market preview before the day gets started, and then roll into the room and kind of do a little bit of public service, help people out with what we're looking at before the day starts, and then get to our trading and let the day unfold. So anyways, keep watching. I'm not exactly sure how to broadcast the time. So step by step, I feel a little bit like I've fallen out of time with what's going on in YouTube, but I will figure out how to make this work, and it'll be pretty cool. Anyways, hope everyone has a great day, and we will talk to y'all later. Have a great night.